Remember when claymation was a thing? Back before 3D effects were readily available on every computer, it was a big deal to have animation with real depth behind it. Doesn't matter if it was California Raisins, Peter Gabriel videos, The Wrong Trousers, or 2D fighting games. Everyone loved claymation. But its moment in the video game sun was limited to just a few titles from Interplay and the like until people realized that you could have a ridiculous fighting game without sculpting all of your models, and that you could jam a million rock and roll references into it and call it Guilty Gear. But the aesthetic is still cool, especially now as a counterpoint to photorealistic 3D computer modeling magic, no matter what you do with it. Now can I get off this damn island? Well, that was creepy. So you're not pointing and clicking a claymation dude around an island, you are, in fact, pointing and clicking a claymation dude around his new apartment. The closest thing you have to a boss encounter is with your wife, who, makes you breakfast. Through your interactions, you quickly learn one of the clearest differences between the Dream Machine and most other adventure games of its time: the sheer level of detail in each interaction. Each conversation has tiers of jerk-facedness, depending on how much of an acerbic asshole you want to be. Hold on, I think I just found my metal band name. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room in what is otherwise a fairly straightforward tale of settling in, dealing with the landlord, and finding a partially burnt note left by the previous tenant that alerts you to a strange device beneath your bedroom floorboards that, once shorted out, reveals a camera right over your bed. And you thought Japanese games were perverted. So the game turns from a slice-of-life adventure into your wanting to track down this creep and pay your rent and choke slams, only he's locked in his office and you've got to go through a series of puzzles just to find him, perhaps discovering a hidden passage back there as well. And just when you've hunted him down, you find him shouting at a strange machine, he passes out, you distribute strange headgear, and whoa. Turns out old dude's actually the last in a family of dream explorers whose device for facilitating this research has since become sentient and begun to feed off of the tenants of this building. As the only one that hasn't managed to contact yet, you're left with the job of shutting it down from the inside, your only weapons being your wits and whatever you happen to pick up. There's a fair bit of puzzle solving to be done here, which may include insert shots, item manipulation and combination, or happening to know the correct order of the bones in the inner ear. All the while, the soundtrack sprawls from hot jazz to creepy ambiance, while the sets themselves exhibit incredible detail, even if they are just sculpted out of clay. The first 4 chapters of this hexology are currently available, but they're all seeing constant updates to make sure that the Dream Machine opus is as optimal and bug-free as possible. I think it's worth it just to support that method of releases.